There comes a time in your life when you must decide, will you be ruled by the chaos of the world, or will you rule yourself? Every day, distractions pull at your mind, criticisms sting, and challenges test your patience. But the strong, the truly powerful rise above it all. Of it all? Those who reach greatness do not waste energy reacting to every slight, every insult, or every minor inconvenience. Instead, they channel their focus where it truly matters, toward their purpose, their goals, and their ultimate vision. Your reactions define you. Your reactions define you. The weak react with emotion. The strong remain unmoved. The undisciplined lash out. The wise stay composed. And those who master the art of indifference hold the greatest power of all. Because they are unshaken, you must train yourself to rise above. When faced with negativity, choose to remain calm. When others seek to provoke you, respond with silence. When life throws obstacles in your path, keep walking forward. By refusing to be bothered, you take control of your own destiny. Think of every great leader, every titan of success. None of them allowed trivial matters to distract them. They understood that time spent reacting is time wasted. And so they walked with confidence, spoke with certainty, and acted with unbreakable determination. If you want to change your life, begin here. Act as if nothing bothers you. Not because you do not care, but because you refuse to let anything steal your power. Every time you hold back an emotional reaction, you grow stronger. Every time you remain composed under pressure, you elevate yourself above the rest. So, from this moment forward, decide, will you let the world dictate your emotions, or will you rise above and master yourself? The choice is yours. Your mind is the most powerful tool you possess. It has the ability to shape your reality, dictate your success, and determine the quality of your life. Yet so many people allow their minds to be controlled by external circumstances, reacting to situations rather than commanding them. The truth is, if you do not master your mind, the world will master it for you. The opinions of others, the daily frustrations, the unexpected setbacks, these will all dictate your emotions if you allow them. But the individual who rises above, the one who stands unshaken in the face of adversity, is the one who has taken full command of their thoughts. Consider for a moment the power of thought. They understood that their mind was the key to unlocking their potential. They trained themselves to think with clarity, to dismiss distractions, and to focus entirely on their vision. They learned that nothing outside of them had the power to control them unless they gave it permission. Mastering your mind begins with self-awareness. You must become the observer of your thoughts rather than a slave to them. Pay attention to how you react to situations. Do you allow anger, frustration, or fear to control your decisions? Do you find yourself easily swayed by negativity, criticism, or self-doubt? If so, you are handing your power away. But you can reclaim it. You can train your mind to respond instead of react, to remain calm where others would panic, and to stay focused where others become distracted. The first step in mastering your mind is developing control over your emotions. It is easy to be calm when everything is going your way, but true mental strength is demonstrated when things are not. When you are criticized, do you become defensive? Or do you remain composed, understanding that another person's opinion has no power over you unless you allow it? When faced with failure, do you crumble, or do you see it as a lesson, a stepping stone toward success? When obstacles arise, do you complain, or do you find a way forward with unwavering determination? These are the moments that define those who have mastery over their mind. To master your mind, you must also learn the art of selective attention. Your energy flows with your focus. If you constantly dwell on problems, you will create more of them. If you focus on possibilities, solutions will reveal themselves. The undisciplined mind jumps from worry to worry, allowing fear and doubt to take hold. The trained mind chooses its thoughts deliberately, feeding itself only with ideas that serve its purpose. You must guard your mind as you would guard a treasure, for that is exactly what it is. Discipline is the foundation of mental mastery. Train yourself daily to think with clarity, to reject negativity, and to remain unshaken in the face of difficulty. The person who masters their mind masters their life. Choose today to take control. Decide that from this moment forward, nothing outside of you will dictate your emotions, your reactions, or your destiny. When you master your mind, you master everything. Indifference is a power few understand, yet it holds the key to true freedom and control. The ability to remain unaffected by the trivial, the meaningless, and the distractions of daily life is a skill that separates the strong from the weak. Most people live in a constant state of emotional reaction, allowing every criticism, every inconvenience, and every minor setback to affect their mood and mindset. They give their power away freely, responding to negativity, engaging in arguments, and concerning themselves with the opinions of others. But the individual who embraces the power of indifference rises above this chaos. They walk through life unbothered, unmoved, and undistracted, focused only on what truly matters. Indifference does not mean apathy. It is not about a lack of ambition or carelessness. Instead, it is about choosing where to direct your energy and refusing to waste it on things that do not serve your purpose. Every time you react emotionally to something insignificant, you drain yourself of the energy that could be used to build, create, and achieve. You must learn to conserve that energy, to guard it as if it were the most valuable resource you have, because it is. Indifference is not about ignoring everything. It is about mastering the art of selective concern. It is about deciding with full intention what deserves your attention and what does not. The world will constantly test you. There will always be people who doubt you, situations that frustrate you, and challenges that threaten to distract you. But the person who embraces indifference remains untouchable. They do not seek approval because they do not need it. They do not waste time proving themselves to those who will never understand their vision. They do not get caught up in petty conflicts because they know their energy is too valuable for such distractions. They walk with a quiet confidence, fully aware of their power, fully focused on their path. One of the greatest strengths of indifference is its ability to disarm those who seek to provoke you. People who thrive on negativity, who attempt to bring others down, do so because they want a reaction. They want a reaction. They want to feel powerful by controlling your emotions. But when you respond with indifference, when their words, actions, and attempts at manipulation fail to affect you, they lose all control over you. There is no greater demonstration of power than remaining calm when others expect you to be shaken. Indifference is also a weapon against fear and self-doubt. Many people hesitate to take action because they worry about failure, criticism, or rejection. But when you embrace indifference, these fears lose their grip on you. You stop worrying about what others might think, and you start doing what is best for you. You stop fearing failure because you understand that failure is nothing more than a stepping stone towards success. You stop hesitating because you no longer allow the opinions or judgments of others to dictate your actions. To embrace indifference is to reclaim control over your life. It is to walk through the world with an unshakable presence, knowing that nothing outside of you holds the power to disrupt your peace. The person who masters indifference masters themselves, and the person who masters themselves becomes unstoppable. Confidence is often misunderstood. Many believe it is about loudness, dominance, or an outward display of power. But true confidence, the kind that commands respect and admiration, does not seek attention. It does not demand recognition. It simply exists, steady and unshaken, radiating from within. Silent confidence is the most powerful form of strength because it requires no validation. It does not seek approval, nor does it crumble in the face of opposition. It stands firm, knowing its worth, regardless of who acknowledges it. The strength of silent confidence comes from an inner certainty, a deep understanding that you are enough, that you do not need to prove yourself to anyone. Oh, those who lack true confidence often feel the need to talk about their achievements, to seek constant reassurance, and to make their presence known at all times. They mistake noise for strength. But the truly powerful do not waste their energy on unnecessary words. They do not seek validation from the outside world because they already have it within themselves. They let their actions speak, their presence alone commanding attention. Silent confidence is built through mastery of self, of skill, of purpose. When you know what you are capable of, when you have put in the effort to refine your abilities and strengthen your mind, you no longer feel the need to prove anything. You do not fear criticism because you understand that opinions do not define you. You do not seek to impress because you know that true value does not require advertisement. Confidence is not about convincing others. It is about knowing yourself so well that external judgment becomes irrelevant. One of the greatest advantages of silent confidence is that it creates an aura of mystery and intrigue. People are naturally drawn to those who do not seek their approval, to those who remain composed and collected, regardless of the situation. There is an undeniable power in a person who speaks only when necessary, who does not react emotionally to provocation, and who carries themselves with quiet assurance. In a world where so many seek attention, the one who does not crave it stands out the most. The ability to remain silent in the face of doubt, criticism, or adversity is a sign of immense strength. When others try to pull you down, when they expect you to react, the most powerful response is no response. When you carry this kind of confidence, you do not need to announce it. It is felt, it is seen, it is respected. Your reactions are a reflection of your inner strength, your discipline, and your mindset. They reveal whether you are in control of yourself or whether the world controls you. Every situation, every challenge, and every interaction gives you a choice to react impulsively or to respond with intention. Those who react without thought give their power away, allowing circumstances to dictate their emotions and behavior. But those who master their reactions take full command of their lives. They understand that it is not what happens to them that matters, but how they choose to respond. There will always be moments in life that test your patience and composure. People will criticize you, situations will frustrate you, and obstacles will arise when you least expect them. It is easy to get angry, to lash out, or to let negativity take over. But what does that accomplish? A person ruled by their emotions is at the mercy of everything around them. They are easily provoked, easily manipulated, and easily thrown off course. They waste valuable energy on things that do not serve them, draining themselves mentally and emotionally over matters that, in the grand scheme of things, are insignificant. On the other hand, those who remain composed in the face of adversity demonstrate true power. When others insult them, they do not react with anger. When challenges arise, they do not panic. When faced with failure, they do not collapse in defeat. Instead, they remain steady, thinking clearly, acting with intention, and refusing to let external forces dictate their inner state. This kind of control is what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. It is what allows a person to navigate life with confidence, clarity, and purpose. Your reactions not only shape your personal power, but also influence how others perceive you. A person who reacts emotionally to every difficulty is seen as unstable, unreliable, and easily influenced. But a person who remains calm under pressure earns respect. They command attention, not by force, but by their presence. Their ability to maintain composure in situations that would break others is what sets them apart. In leadership, in business, in personal relationships, those who can control their emotions always have the upper hand. But mastering your reactions is not about suppressing emotion or pretending not to care. It is about training yourself to pause, to assess, and to choose your response wisely. It is about understanding that not everything deserves a reaction, and that sometimes the most powerful move is to remain silent and unbothered. When you react impulsively, you act based on temporary emotions. But when you respond with intention, you act based on wisdom and strength. And every reaction you make is a statement to the world about who you are. Do you let anger control you, or do you choose patience? Do you allow setbacks to break you, or do you use them as stepping stones? Do you give others the power to dictate your emotions, or do you remain the master of yourself? The answers to these questions define the person you are becoming. If you want to be unshakable, if you want to be powerful, start by mastering your reactions, because in the end, it is not what happens to you that shapes your life. It is how you choose to respond. Life will always present challenges, setbacks, and obstacles designed to test your patience, resilience, and determination. Some people allow these difficulties to define them, weighing them down with frustration and self-doubt. Others, however, rise above. They refuse to be consumed by negativity or held back by the limitations of those around them. They understand that every situation, no matter how difficult, is an opportunity to strengthen their mindset, sharpen their discipline, and grow into the person they are meant to become. The ability to rise above is not a gift, but a skill, one that must be developed, trained, and mastered through conscious effort. Training yourself to rise above begins with the realization that you are in control of your own mind. No external force, no criticism, and no setback have the power to define you unless you allow them to. When faced with adversity, most people react with frustration, fear, or self-pity. They dwell on problems instead of seeking solutions, allowing negative emotions to consume them. But those who train themselves to rise above do not waste time on what they cannot control. They shift their focus toward what they can do, what lessons can be learned, and how they can move forward with even greater strength. One of the greatest challenges in rising above is overcoming the influence of negativity, whether it comes from other people, circumstances, or even the voice in your own head. People will doubt you. They will criticize your efforts, question your choices, and try to make you feel small. Weak-minded individuals allow these voices to affect them, altering their path to seek approval or validation. But those who rise above do not lower themselves to the level of others. They do not waste energy on arguments, nor do they seek to prove themselves to those who will never understand their vision. They continue forward, unaffected, knowing that true success is built on quiet persistence, not external recognition. No. Another key to training yourself to rise above is developing emotional control. The world will throw unexpected difficulties your way. Sometimes things will not go as planned. There will be moments of frustration, disappointment, and hardship. In those moments, the difference between failure and success is how you respond. Those who are easily shaken by setbacks lose momentum, falling into cycles of self-doubt and hesitation. But those who rise above do not allow temporary circumstances to break them. They see setbacks as stepping stones, failures as lessons, and challenges as opportunities for growth. Instead of reacting with frustration, they respond with patience, resilience, and an unshakable belief in their own ability to overcome. Rising above also requires discipline. It is easy to let emotions control your actions, to react impulsively, to engage in meaningless conflicts, or to allow distractions to pull you away from your purpose. But discipline is what separates those who succeed from those who remain stagnant. Discipline allows you to stay focused when others lose direction, to keep moving forward when others give up, and to remain calm when others are consumed by chaos. It is the foundation of true strength, the key to maintaining control over your own life. Those who train themselves to rise above do not let the world dictate their emotions, their actions, or their destiny. They understand that every challenge is an opportunity to grow, every hardship a chance to become stronger. They do not lower themselves to meet negativity. Instead, they elevate themselves beyond it. This is what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. The ability to rise above is the ability to succeed. No matter what stands in your way, weakness is not the end of strength. It is the beginning of transformation. Every person has weaknesses, but the difference between those who succeed and those who remain stagnant is their ability to turn those weaknesses into power. Most people view their shortcomings as limitations, as reasons why they cannot achieve what they desire. They allow their flaws to define them, to dictate their actions, and to control their destiny. But those who rise above, those who reach the highest levels of success, understand that weakness is not a life sentence. It is raw material, waiting to be shaped into strength. The first step in converting weakness into power is recognizing that it is a teacher, not an enemy. Weakness exposes the areas that require growth. It reveals where improvement is needed and where discipline must be applied. Instead of hiding from it, avoiding it, or making excuses for it, the strong confront their weaknesses head on. They study them, understand them, and find ways to overcome them. They do not see their shortcomings as barriers. They see them as challenges that, once conquered, will make them stronger than ever before. Most people avoid discomfort because it forces them to face their limitations. They stick to what they are good at, never venturing beyond their comfort zones. But this mindset ensures that they never grow. Power is developed in the struggle, in the effort to push past what is difficult and unfamiliar. The moment you challenge your weaknesses, the process of transformation begins. The weak avoid the gym because they feel out of shape. The strong go anyway and train until their body becomes their strength. The weak fear public speaking because they are nervous. The strong practice until their voice commands attention. The weak shy away from responsibility because they fear failure. The strong take it on, learning with every experience until they master it. To convert weakness into power, you must first shift your perspective. Instead of saying, I am not good at this, say, I am in the process of becoming good at this. Instead of saying, I am too weak, say, I am growing stronger every day. What you believe about yourself determines what you become. If you view weakness as an excuse, it will always hold you back. But if you view it as an opportunity for growth, it will become the foundation of your greatest strengths. Another key to transformation is discipline. Improvement does not come from desire alone. It comes from relentless effort, from showing up every day and putting in the work. You do not gain strength overnight. You build it through consistent action. The mind and body adapt to what they are repeatedly exposed to. If you consistently challenge your weaknesses, they will eventually become your strengths. If you train your mind to embrace discomfort, it will become resilient. If you train your body to endure hardship, it will become powerful. If you train your emotions to remain steady under pressure, you will become unshakable. Those who succeed in life are not those born with the fewest weaknesses. They are the ones who have learned to transform those weaknesses into strength. They have mastered the art of turning struggle into progress, failure into lessons, and self-doubt into confidence. They do not run from difficulty. They embrace it, knowing that every challenge overcome adds to their power. Strength is not given, it is built. And those who learn to convert weakness into power become unstoppable. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who remain stuck in mediocrity is simple: vision. A clear, compelling vision acts as a guiding force, keeping you focused, disciplined, and driven, no matter what obstacles arise. Yet, most people do not live with a vision. They live consumed by distractions. They allow their time, energy, and attention to be scattered by trivial matters, pulled in every direction by external influences, mindless entertainment, and meaningless pursuits. They spend their days reacting instead of creating, drifting instead of advancing, and wondering why they never seem to make progress. Living with a vision means knowing exactly what you want and directing every action toward that purpose. It means cutting out the noise, ignoring what does not serve you, and refusing to be swayed by temporary pleasures or unnecessary worries. When you have a vision, your priorities become clear. You no longer waste time arguing over things that do not matter. You do not seek validation from others because you are too focused on achieving something greater. You do not allow distractions to pull you off course because your path is set, your purpose is strong, and your commitment is unwavering. Distractions are everywhere, constantly tempting you to trade long-term success for short-term comfort. Social media, gossip, television, trivial arguments, endless scrolling, all of these things steal your time and attention, offering nothing in return. Every moment you spend indulging in distractions is a moment you could have spent building, learning, improving, and moving closer to your goals. The most successful individuals are not those who have more talent or luck. They are those who have learned the power of focus. They know that every day is an opportunity to build the life they envision, and they do not allow themselves to be pulled off track. Living with a vision also means developing discipline. You cannot simply wish for success. You must work for it. The disciplined individual wakes up each day with purpose. They set clear goals, they take deliberate action, and they do not allow temporary discomfort to deter them. They understand that greatness is built through consistent effort, not occasional bursts of motivation. Those who live without vision, on the other hand, spend their days in cycles of distraction, procrastination, and regret, always wondering why their dreams remain out of reach. When you live with vision, you also become immune to the opinions and judgments of others. Most people waste time worrying about what others think, seeking approval, or fearing criticism. But those who are focused on a mission do not have time for such concerns. They do not need permission to pursue their dreams. They do not need validation to take action. Their vision is their guide, and everything else becomes irrelevant. A life without vision is a life without direction. It is a life dictated by external circumstances rather than internal purpose. But when you choose to live with a vision, you take control. You decide where your time and energy go. You eliminate distractions, sharpen your focus, and commit fully to the path ahead. The world is full of noise, but those who succeed are those who remain locked in on their purpose. Live with vision, not distractions, and watch how everything changes.